Hello everybody, this is Edie Canizzo from the Niskayuna Senior Center. I'm here to talk about Zoom and Zoom on an iPad. So we're here to talk about Zoom on an iPad. So a couple of things that we do before we even get started is we make sure that our iPad is fully charged and that we have really good internet service. It's always good to have those things up to as max as you can get them. I like to start out with 100%, 3 bars of internet. It's a good way to get started. So here's the iPad. I am not an iPad user, so I'm learning right along with you. Lisa Stevens, who might join us later, actually is our iPad teacher, and she's probably a lot more familiar with how an iPad works. I personally use Android, but I've been learning. So what you get started with is you're going to look for your App Store. That's the one that kind of looks like an A, but you want your App Store. And you go to your app search, and you're going to search Zoom, Z-O-O-M, search. Now, as you can see, this has already been downloaded and put onto this iPad. What you're looking for is Zoom Cloud Meetings. Okay, so when you find that app, you're going to hit a button that says Get. The Get is going to help you download and start it, and it's going to that will take a few minutes. And after you download and start it, you're going to hit Open. Now again, iPad looks a little different than an Android, but they work the same way. So after you open, it's going to ask you a couple of questions. Are you going to sign in, sign up? Are you going to sign up a new account or just sign in? And I pulled up a screen. That's pretty much the screen you would see. It's sign in. Down in the corner, it says sign up. Okay, if you want to sign in with your Google account or your Facebook account, that works really well. That's what I did with this iPad. I used our Google account to sign it up. It makes it very quick. It goes in and done and ready to go. So again, sign up for free. It's down there in the corner. And it's just going to sign you up just like you would any other app. You are going to have an email account. Make sure you know that password or have it written down someplace. And then it's going to send you an email to that account to confirm that it's a real user. So that's always a part that gets a little tricky, but you just leave this screen. You're going to leave that screen and you're going to go to your email. And I have this one, like I said, through the Gmail. So I have my little Gmail right there. I'm going to hit it. And as you can see, I got please activate your account. It's right there. Niskayuna Senior Center, blah, blah, blah. And it just sends you a nice little email, activate your account. Okay. So you hit activate your account. And then from there, you're going to have to confirm an email, confirm a password, or create a password. Or you can do it through your Gmail or your Facebook. This one in particular is done through the Gmail. My personal one is done through my Yahoo account with a separate password. It's safer to have separate passwords for everything, and I'm a little tricky. I like my separate passwords for things. So after you set up this whole wonderful Zoom thing, now what do you do? Well, Zoom is a great place to play around and get to see people, or maybe your grandchildren, or your family, or your other senior friends, or friends that live in Florida. So Zoom is one of those things that I think it's going to be around for a while, because it's great talking on the phone, but it's really cool when you can see somebody's face. So you can either schedule a meeting, you can have a new meeting, you can join a meeting. Now, in joining a meeting, it's super simple. Okay, super simple. Some of you have probably heard about Mary Naples having a chair Pilates on Friday mornings. They had a class this morning. It went really well. From what I understand, there's quite a few people that are joining that class now. But all I have to do is, after you get the invite, you're going to put in the numbers, and that number is 7617025, and that is 4779, and it's join. See? And you hit join. Now it's going to come up with another screen, and it wants a password now. Not all Zoom meetings will have passwords. It kind of depends on the person setting up the class if they need a password or not. So this password is a 3, small e, small j, n, d, w. And I'm going to continue. And I hit continue. And see, now what is cool is it's taking me to what they call a waiting room. Now, this is a reoccurring meeting, so it's going to continue on every Friday. And it's just going to, I don't want to sit in the waiting room for a week, but it's going to take you to the waiting room. And I'm going to leave. I'm leaving meeting. Pretty simple. Let's do a quick review. We're going to start all over. This is Edie Knizzo. I'm from the Niskayuna Senior Center. I'm here to talk about Zoom on iPad. I'm just going to say it again. I am not an iPad user. I have primarily Android and Windows, so I'm learning right along with you, and we're trying to figure it out. We are offering many Zoom classes. I think Zoom is going to be around and used for quite a while. It's a great way to talk to people and see people, because it's great to talk on the phone, but it's even better when you can see them and see their face and say hi. So when you start out with your iPad, here we are, you are going to look for your App Store. And there's your App Store. It's that little A on a blue background. You're going to hit App. And then you're going to look for Zoom Cloud Meetings. Zoom Cloud Meetings. I know it's in reverse. It's just the way the cameras work right now. Okay? But Zoom Cloud Meeting. And then you're going to hit the Get. Now this is where you're going to need your Apple ID, because that's one thing Apple does, is when you hit that Get, it's going to tell you to put in your Apple ID, confirm that you are who you are. And then it's going to go and it's going to come and it's going to finish up doing its business, and then you're going to get an open. Once you open it, it's going to want you to start a new account. So I have that saved here so you can see this. So here it is. You can get a screen like this. It's going to sign in, or it's going to sign up for a new account, and sign in. Because the thing is, once you create this account, you can sign in on any different devices, because it goes all over. You can use it on anything, you know, from a Chromebook to anything with a reverse camera. So you can sign in with Google or Facebook. Okay, so once you decide how you want to sign in, you're going to hit New Account, and it's going to send you to another screen, and it's going to say, enter your email, enter the password. It's going to send you an email. This account is set up through the Gmail, Google Mail, and it's going to send you to a screen like this. It's going to be an email. It's going to say activate account. So when you hit the activate account, again, it's going to prompt you the email, password. I think it even asks a question about your age. Sorry, guys, but it does. So once you have it all set up and you open it up on Apple, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. Okay? Screen that looks like this. So you can join a meeting, and again here you're going to put in a meeting ID, put in the meeting ID, then you hit join, then you hit password, and then it puts you into a waiting room. Okay. Now to create a meeting, I'm going to cancel that. To schedule a meeting, so I'm going to see if I can schedule one with Lisa, okay? Because Lisa is our iPad lady. She knows all kinds of stuff about iPad. So you're going to schedule your meeting. I'm going to hit schedule. And I'm going to put Zoom meeting. It's got a duration of 30 minutes. It's in the calendar. Password required. And it's all done. It's already set up. Set up. And what time do I want it to go off? It says 3 o'clock. Well, I'm going to change that time because I don't think we want to wait until 3 o'clock. Let's put it at 2:15. Okay? Let's see if Lisa hops on with us. Okay? And it's done. Now it's, oh, look at that. I can invite people. So, okay. And really, invitees. See? Right there. Invite. So I'm going to invite. And it sends me to another screen. And I'm going to hit. Okay. I'm not going to do it through emails. Let's see. Repeat travel. So cancel. And then I'm going to go over to meetings. I like to do it this way instead. So I'm going to hit that now, and it's add invitees here. Okay. Okay. Cancel. I'm going to show you that again. Go to meetings over here. It's easier to invite from meetings than it is from the actual scheduler. So you go to meetings. I'm going to open up the meeting that I want with Lisa, and it's gonna on the bottom. It says add invitees, and see it's giving me options: email or send a text. Okay. Send a message. And I'm going to send it to Lisa. And why isn't it not coming up? Lisa, why aren't you coming up? Cancel. Add invitees. Send an email. Let's see if it goes this way. Okay. There she is. Okay, so there she is. And that's what the Zoom invite looks like. See, it's a whole mess of stuff, and it says what it is, and then at the bottom, that's the important part. See that? It says meeting, ID, and password. So I'm going to send it, and hopefully she's going to get it. So, and that sometimes can take a few minutes, though. Cancel. So I'm going to start the meeting. So, hi. So I'm going to start the Zoom meeting. And here I am. I have to say, use call using internet audio. Okay. Let's see. Now that's weird. Is that weird or what? You can see my art room. Nope. Okay. So let's see. See if anybody shows up. Okay. So. I think you have. I think Denise, you've Zoomed, right? Oh. Oh, there's Lisa. Okay, now here you can see. So, see what's happened is I have Lisa is sitting in the waiting room. So I'm going to add her. And she's joining. This is very weird. Hi, Lisa. Okay, Lisa. This is weird. You're here. I'm there. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to put you to my camera. There she is.
Hi.
How much fun is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, looks like Denise is with us. I'm not sure if anybody else is, but one thing I found, Lisa, was with the iPad. It's slightly different than the Android in that you had to have that Apple ID before you even started anything, where the Android it didn't do that. So I wanted to make sure I say that a number of times that people need their passwords. They need passwords. Okay, I'm going to switch the view so you can see how you can see both of us. I guess, sort of. Okay, here I am. There I am.
Hi.
But here I am. There I am. This is very weird.
It worked though. I'm so excited because I thought it would be a lot harder than it is.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So. And,
even we can do it. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Working with the iPad versus the Android has been a real learning curve for me. I totally understand where seniors are coming from. They're saying all this crazy technology. Well, you know, the iPad is totally different than what I've been used to with the Windows and the Android. So it does get frustrating, but you have to be patient. You have to be patient, ask for help. If you know how to email, you can always email myself or Lisa, and we can always try to give you a phone call and try to talk you through the process if it's needed. But you have to be patient. That is one thing. And one thing I also had mentioned, other than knowing your passwords, you really should know your passwords. You have to have a good battery life. Make sure when you start this out, you've got a good battery life and you got a good internet connection. There's nothing more frustrating than being halfway through the setup process and then you lose the connection. And trust me, Lisa and I know what that is like.
I've done it too. We've had family meet and, you know, the phone dies. Luckily, there's multiple people in it, so they don't lose the call because we weren't hosting. But, having it plugged in or making sure you have a full battery or you're close to a charger if you need to, because you will drain that battery fast. Yeah. But it's so fun. Yeah. It's so great.
It is. And I'm seeing that I think this is going to actually stick around for a long time, because how many family members have family in California or in Florida or Georgia, and you can chat with them. You can see them. You're not just hearing their voice. You can see them, you know?
I found it's actually helped because, like, I've connected with people that I hadn't connected with, even through I've talked to through text, like college friends that, like, you realize, oh, this is so easy, and, like, why aren't we doing this all along? It's so fun to, like, get together with, you know, your college girlfriends who are all over the country, and you can just have it's almost like having a little party together, even though you're not together. So I think I agree. I think this is really, like, a positive side effect of, like, all of this pandemic is that it has forced people to go outside of their comfort zone and try things that they thought were too complicated, that they didn't think they were able to do them. And now we're like, wait a minute, like, this isn't that hard, and they're free. Like, that's the greatest thing about it is you can have a free, you know, it's 40 minutes, you can have a free class. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a credit card in.
Yeah. My daughter, her name is Macaulay, she had a Zoom party with her college friends. She just recently did that. They had a wine party. They all had their favorite bottle of wine. They did their nails all together at the same time, and they had a blast.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's a whole new world, guys.
It is a whole new world. So again, if you have trouble and it's stressing you out, Lisa and I can talk you through the process if it's needed. The biggest thing is the email. Make sure you have that password. There's nothing more frustrating than sending yourself the activation key and needing the email, and then you don't have the password and you're standing there going, oh boy. So it's always like anything, being prepared. Starting out prepared. Have your pencil, your paper, your passwords, your emails, make sure everything is charged, because I would recommend that for any app you're going to sign up for. It's just a good way to start, and not be frustrated about it.
Now, you had said in your last video that you don't like to save your passwords to your phone or your computer.
No, I don't.
I am the opposite. I have so many passwords that if I didn't save them to my phone, to my Apple products that are all connected, I would not be able to log into anything. And it drives me crazy because, it's hard enough to remember one password, but... I've got a work password, then I've got a different one for my work website, and then I've got my email. When you start adding all these layers of passwords, I find it's much easier for me I save my passwords because I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's personal. It's how you feel personally about it. I was hacked. My Yahoo account was hacked about 10 years ago. And I just got in the habit of not. It was so much easier to I write them down. I have a couple of different locations that they're hidden in, and the family knows where they are if they ever need them. But it's just.
Oh, that's key too. That's really important to share with people you trust.
Yeah.
If they're not in the same household, for seniors, you might not live with family, but it's definitely important to say, hey, just so you know, this is where I keep this information, because I do think the passwords, when we do a lot of stuff like online banking or anything that's, a convenience in our life that uses a password in the computer, you need other people that you trust to know how to access those. Right. They might not need the password, the actual password now, but they need to know where to find it to help, whatever, access it. You need to, because you never know.
You never know. Yep. I wonder if we have any questions. Do we have any questions?
I don't see I'm not able to see the questions.
I
love the paintings behind you, by the way.
Thank you.
They're beautiful.
No, we have on the table here. My daughter has been very busy painting rocks and putting out rocks for kindness.
I see that really cool setup you have. That is awesome.
Yeah.
With the paint.
Oh, and it's just constant. And right now she's working on more signs to go up for the fun run. So we have all kinds of art happening here in this house right now, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and I see your signs every day. When I drive up to ShopRite, I see them at the library, and they look great.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
So the Android, let's go back to Zoom. We should be talking about Zoom. So the Android and Zoom, once you've created an account, whether it's on an iPad or on a Chromebook or on anywhere, once you've created that account, you can access that account and use Zoom from any device. So it's not device specific. So once you've created the account, I can, for example, log in on my Chromebook. I can log in on my my telephone, because I'm actually doing this Facebook Live off my telephone, which is a smartphone, a Galaxy phone, versus my Chromebook, because for some reason Facebook says my Chromebook needs to be updated. Now it's less than 6 months old, so I don't know. It's annoying. So I was just it's like, we'll just do it this way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did mine. I've used it on the iPhone, and I've also used it on right now I'm using it on my laptop. So I use my personal email for the account, but you sent the invite to my work email, and I was able to just click on a link. Once you can send it to someone, they just click on the link and then they're in.
Yep. And that's just it. I mean, and if you can't click on the link, always remember that you can copy, cut, and paste, or copy and paste into your browser, and it's going to take you right there as well. So that's, another question that's always asked.
And my advice to everybody, anytime you're learning something new, is computer related, especially, but really anything. It could be putting tiles in. Google it. If you come across something, if like Edie has said something that you don't know what that term means, Google it, and there will be thousands of answers, and you will quickly understand what we're saying. Because a lot of times the language is a barrier where we're using terms that don't make sense,
right.
that are new to you. So we think, like, you forget what language is important to know. So sometimes we'll say something, I'll do it in an iPad class, and I'll think, oh, they know what I'm saying. Well, maybe they don't. So if you run into a problem where you think, I don't know what they're saying, they're talking like a foreign language to me, Google that word, Google that topic. And Zoom's not the only choice. Like, we're teaching you Zoom right now, but there are so many other options. Facebook Live, which Edie is doing this through Facebook Live. That's another way to communicate with family. There is
Google Meets.
Google Meets.
It's just been out. I just lost you there. Okay. Google Meets has just been released. Now, from what I've been reading on my little bit of my internet doctor plan here, but what I've learned, though, is that Google Meets, you have to have a Google account. So it is free to all Google account holders. So most people have, Google is pretty much one of those accounts that it's just everything is connected. It's like Apple, it's all connected.
It makes it easier.
Yes.
But it is another account to have, which can be frustrating. But my girlfriend had us do a Meet on House Party, which is another app, and we weren't limited by the 40 minutes free on Zoom, but so we did like a 5-hour get together.
Oh, wow.
And it was on House Party, which my daughter had told us about. So it's something kids, she said, kids were using this like 2 years ago, but kids don't do it anymore. So apparently now they've
moved on to something else. Yeah. It's like Facebook. My kids were doing Facebook when they were in high school, and then they've moved on to, Twitter and Instagram.
Right.
So I also want to mention that after this video becomes part of the Facebook, and I can download it and then re-upload it, you can find this information on our YouTube channel, Niskayuna Senior YouTube. So you can always kind of rehash some of those quick questions that we had in the beginning. So again, there's multiple places that you can get information from, and we're just here trying to help y'all as much as we can.
So reach out to us. You can reach us through the niskayuna.org website, the Senior Center page. There's connections to reach all of us, our email. And if you can't reach us, I would reach out to family, and you probably got a grandchild that knows more about computers than any of us. So they're a great resource because everything's easy for them. So I'm sure they would love to help. So there's definitely ways to figure out how to do it. But we're here for you, so reach out to us.
Yay! I'm going to say goodbye now, Lisa, and we're going to sign off.
All right, bye, Edie. This is great.
All right, see you
Have a
soon.
good day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.